Hey everybody, Hunter Fisher, Trapper, Trader, Guide, Scout, and Interpreter, and just a country cook, Steve Hall, here in Nashville, Tennessee, along with pretty Miss Sheila running that camera. Hi, Sheila.
Hi.
And boy, I'll tell you, the apple don't fall far from the tree, because look how pretty this lady is. This is Sheila's mom. Say hi to Ma.
Hi, Mom.
Now,
Hey, Sheila.
now these girls are from Alabama, so today we're going to make BAMA Peanut Brittle. And I got to kind of set this up. How you doing, Marge?
I'm doing great.
Well, I got to set this up because I've never did a peanut brittle recipe, because my dad used to whip it up in the kitchen and then he'd throw in some stuff in Karo Syrup and it'd be boiling, and then he'd throw in some soda stuff and everybody get out of the way, and he'd run to the kitchen table and pour it out, and I was so afraid of goofing it up, I never made it. But every time I go to your house, it's perfect. You got a great recipe for this.
Thank you.
Tell us what we're going to put in there. What's in those 3 cups to start with?
This is water.
How much water? Half a cup?
Half a cup.
Go ahead and pour it right in there. We'll get started here.
Here's a half cup of water.
Okay.
1 cup of sugar.
1 cup of white sugar.
And
Quarter cup
of Karo syrup.
of Karo Syrup, white Karo Syrup. And she'll put that in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this on high, and she's going to stir it almost constantly. You want to kind of stay close to this. We practiced this a little bit earlier, didn't we?
Yes.
And it came out perfect. So once we're tuning it, let's turn this thing on high right now. There it is. Now as this starts to heat up, you want to stir it, and it'll be cloudy to begin with, and then it'll turn clear when it comes to a boil. Then start timing it. 3 minutes it's going to boil, and we're going to put the peanuts in it. Now, while she's stirring and kind of getting this thing started, I will tell you this. You need to use raw peanuts, and they're hard to find. When you go to the grocery store, don't go to the place that you think they're going to be at, in the baking section, because they're not next to the walnuts, are they?
No.
Not next to the cashews,
No.
Not next to the pecans.
No.
They're in the produce section.
Right.
I couldn't believe that, to find raw peanuts, not cooked ones, not those, peel the shell thing. These are raw. If you ever go by your dad's cup of peanuts and he's making peanut brittle and you throw some in your mouth, blah, blah, they taste nasty. But we're going to cook them in this syrup right here, and they're in the produce section. I mean, right in with the potatoes and the onions and the heads of lettuce. You get over there and look around, and there's some boxes, and sure enough, raw peanuts. I'm going to have Sheila bring the camera over here. We're going to get a close-up of her stirring this. It's going to go from kind of a creamy white into a clear. Once it starts boiling on high, we're going to time it for 3 minutes, and then we're going to put in 1 cup. Let me go ahead and open this bag up. We're going to put in 1 cup of raw peanuts. I'll go ahead and measure these out. I want to show the bag to you ahead of time. You do a lot of great baking down there at your house. You know that, don't you? You gonna answer me?
Sometimes I do.
No, she does great baking. In fact, you've seen her on this show several times, and we wrangled her in here to do this peanut brittle, because I'm always afraid I'm gonna goof it up, but it's so good, and it's got all them little bubbles in it. It's during the holidays, and it's perfect time. So Sheila, bring the camera over and let's get a close-up. All right, our mixture of water, sugar, and Karo Syrup just came to a boil about 15 seconds ago. We're gonna boil this for 3 minutes, and then we're going to add the peanuts 3 minutes from now. And then how long do you cook them, Marge?
Until it gets golden brown.
Okay, until the peanuts turn golden brown.
Right.
Now you can get them too light or get them too dark, so you want to look for that perfect color, right?
Exactly.
All right, we'll see you guys in 3 minutes, and then we're going to add the peanuts. See you in a bit. All right, you keep stirring, Marge. I'm going to spray this cookie sheet right here with some spray. You can also just rub it down with butter and put it aside. And I'm going to hand this to Sheila and get it off camera for just a second. We are coming up on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time to add our cup of peanuts. Now we're going to stir them until they're golden brown. Now here's where the magic happens. While she's stirring that, I've got 1 teaspoon of margarine, not butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda.
Right.
Not baking powder, but baking soda. And this is what does the magic. We'll put that in last. Now when this gets right to golden brown, we're going to take this off the heat. Sheila, if you want to grab those 3 cups. This is that panic stuff that my dad used to do. Okay, here's an update. This has been cooking almost 5 minutes now, and it's starting to get golden brown. And don't forget, we're going to put in our 3 teaspoons of stuff. Teaspoon of margarine, teaspoon of vanilla, and teaspoon of baking soda. And when the baking soda goes in, she's only going to give it about 4 or 5 rounds with that spoon. And then she's going to pour it in the middle of that cookie sheet. And we're not going to smear it out. You pour it right in the pile in the middle and let it flatten out on its own. Am I right, Marge?
Yep.
Is that
That's the way you do it.
That's the way you do it. Awesome. Fantastic. All right, we'll be back with you as soon as these hit golden
Right here.
brown. Right here?
It's getting
She-
about there.
She says that's it. So here comes the margarine. I'm going to go ahead and get this off my spoon. All right, and here goes the vanilla. And here comes the baking soda, or baking powder, or whatever, baking soda. All right, here's your other mitt when you want to lay that down. Let me go ahead and turn this heat off here. I'm just going to unplug the thing. Lay it over there. Here's your other mitt. And that's how crazy that is. Pour that right in the middle of there. Can you see that, Sheila?
Yeah. Hey, can you
Oh,
get
yeah,
that
I
in there?
certainly can. Hold on. BAMA Peanut Brittle. All right, and we're not going to smear it out. Don't smear it out with your spoon.
Yeah, we're-
Set it right back there on the burner. And we're going to let this go ahead and cool and do its thing. Now, you told me not to tilt it.
I didn't say not till it. Don't stir it.
Okay. Oh, don't stir it. That's it. All right, I guess you can tilt it a little bit, make it
Run
make it run over so it's flatter.
Yeah.
You just don't stir it. All right, when this cools down a little bit, we'll be back with you to get a real close-up.
The reason you don't stir it is because the air bubbles in there makes it more brickly.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because if you
Break
stir it, it knocks all the air bubbles out.
Right.
And then you don't have that Bama air bubbly, cool, crunchy stuff, right?
Right.
All right, you heard it from the lady right here from Alabama. So we'll let this cool, be right back with you. Well, it's all cooled off. Let me give it a little finger test. Yeah. Now we cheated. We took this outside because it's about 40 degrees here in Nashville and let it cool on the back porch until it's clear down to at least room temperature. And now what are we going to do here, Marge?
We're going to break it up.
Okay,
and
let's
put it
see.
in a bowl.
All right. Well, look at there. And you just snap it into bite-sized pieces like
No,
this.
not bite size.
What?
Oh,
Well, nobody. Are you going to do it over here? Well, yeah. You don't want it in great big chunks. You want it in bite-sized, or like this.
okay. Whatever.
That's what I remember. You going to serve people chunks that big?
Exactly, if that's what they want.
No. They can always take 2 pieces. I didn't know I was going to get on here and argue with your mom about this, but look at this. Don't this turn out nice? Well, what do you think about the color? Didn't it come out good?
It came out great. didn't it?
Fantastic. Look at our little dish. And now remember, these started out as raw peanuts. Now they taste delicious because they've been cooked. And I'm going to pick all them little crumbs off. Let's move this front and center and get a good shot for our thumbnail. Because Sheila does a good job on this. What do you think, Sheila?
It's really good.
Now remember, start out with raw peanuts. Use Marge's recipe and you'll end up with a beautiful product. I was going to taste test it on the air and we're still going to do that, but there's a couple chunks missing because she's been eating it off camera. She won't stop. Now go ahead. You can go ahead and eat now and see, ain't it nice to be in bite-sized pieces? In all serious, Marge, that brings back a lot of memories.
Does it?
That tastes just like my dad's. And just as much panic took place back then as took place today. You see, when we added the margarine, then we added the vanilla, and boy, when we put that baking soda in, it just starts to foam right up. She only gave it about 4 or 5 turns, then over to the cookie sheet, right?
Right.
And I'm going to show you a little clip here. I didn't tell anybody, but when I took that spoon and I got that margarine out and I dipped it in the pan, I was just going to swish it back and forth so it would melt off of the spoon. And she thought she'd help me and took her little paddle and went, right, and hit the top of my knuckle. You don't want to make this with kids. It's very dangerous. She just touched the top of my knuckle and it just burned on fire. But I didn't yell on the air, but watch this little clip right here. This is my spoon. I don't know if you could see that, but boy, I'll tell you what, it only took a touch. You don't want that stuff on you. You want to cook it and cool it, and then Marge will be munching. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get you to talk because you just keep eating and eating and eating that peanut brittle. It turned out so good. It tastes delicious, doesn't it?
Do you understand why I can't talk?
I love her to death. I'm telling you what, she's the coolest, ain't she, Sheila?
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed this recipe. Now you know how to make easy peanut brittle. BAMA Peanut Brittle from down there in Red Bay, Alabama. It's on the table every Christmas when we go down there, and it's always so perfect that I finally talked her in to giving out the recipe, the exact amounts at half a cup of water, cup of sugar, quarter cup of Karo syrup. Bring it to a boil, then boil it for 3 minutes. Put in that 1 cup of those peanuts, and I'm going to put all the directions right underneath. And then you got to have her to sit there and stir it until those peanuts get right to a nice golden brown. What are you laughing at? Because she's still eating?
Oh, funny.
And then you put in the margarine and the vanilla and the baking soda, and then you pour it out, and then you let it cool. Then you come in here with her, and we hope you subscribe to our channel. Little Shotgun Red's face will pop up over here in a little bit. When it does, click on it right next to subscribe. Please click on that bell, then you'll be notified every time we come out with a new recipe. And over here, I'm going to put up a new list that I created. I created a new playlist called Sheila's Mom, because she's been in about 4 or 5 of them, and I put them all in a playlist. And if I move her over here, I'll have room to put it right down over there. You see it over there, Marge?
What?
She can't see the playlist because I'm going to put it in post. She has no idea what I'm talking about. But anyway, we'll see you next time right here on Cooking with Shotgun Red. And is this the most delicious peanut brittle you ever ate in your entire life? If it ain't, it ought to be. We'll see you next time right here on Cooking with Shotgun Red. I love you. Say goodnight, Sheila.
Good night, Sheila.
All right, now we can eat all this stuff.
Oh.
Where are you going? I ain't done yet.